Just chill out. When you get there, God's going to provide. You probably end up working, slanging books with the parents, and it'll be all right. God's going to take care of you. I'm like, I know, but I still got to do my, I'm sending out resume after resume after resume. I maybe got one call. I'm like, I thought I had some type of skill set. I mean, can't I do something? You know what God was doing? He was sovereignly directing me, man. He said, you need to get home. You need to serve your parents in their business, and they're going to do a seasonal thing. So just so you guys know, that's what we did. I started in March with my parents, with a 3-month season with them. We're going to start another one here, a month from now, I think. And you know what? That's, Paul did to basically raise his funds. He made tents. You know what we're doing? We're slanging books. Our pastor that started All Calvary Chapel, a guy named Chuck Smith, you know what he did? He would actually go out, he'd get a call, someone would die, they'd beep, they didn't beep, he had a beeper back then, but they'd call him up, yo, Chuck, I got a dead body for you to go scoop up and bring to the morgue, dude. $5, bro, $5 a body. Homie would, get up in his bucket and just roll and, pick up a dead body. Can you imagine that? That'd be tough for me, man. The dude was like, I gotta feed the family. So instead of making tents, he picked up bodies. So whether it's books or bodies, God's providing somehow, some way. Denise gave me that, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But I love that, because you know what happens, man? God guides, He provides, He directs, and now He checks your heart. Where are you at? Where's your heart at? You want to see a true move of God? It's souls. And Paul's making sure that this church knows it's not about money. It's not about this. It's about souls saved. It's about changed lives. And that's what we're all about at Calvary Chapel. In verse 16, again, he says, woe is me if I don't preach the gospel. That's the minister's motivation. It has to be. Your motivation. It has to be. As God continues to work in your heart. It's not, well, I want to go tell the pastor that I led 5 people to the Lord at work so he can pat my back. It's not that. The motivation is deep in your heart, a love for people, and you lead people to Christ, and this amazing thing happens. Woe is me if I don't preach the gospel. We were at a pastor's conference a while ago, and this guy named Gail Irwin was up talking. We had a question-and-answer time. And when someone in the audience, said, hey, how do I know if I'm truly called to be a pastor? And I'll never forget Gail. He's like, dude, try whatever else you can, and when all of that doesn't work, then you're called to be a pastor. The way I look at it is like this. You guys, it's summertime, you guys have like those bug zappers in the back of your yard. Those bugs, man, what happens to them? It's like, they can't, it's so beautiful, zing, they're done dealing. Or you guys that have scab, you skinned your knee up, you got a scab, you just can't help it, you gotta pick it. Right? You're pickers. Now, I'm not a picker, I'd let it heal on my own, on its own. You guys are pickers. You can't help it. That's the picture that Paul's presenting here. I cannot help it. There's this necessity is laid upon me. It's not about money. My motivation, I can't help it. God's put it in my heart. Is that yours? Is that mine? Verse 17. So, if I do this willingly, golly, I circled that in my Bible. You might want to circle that. For if I do this willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, I've been entrusted with a stewardship. Well, what is my reward then? Here it is, that when I preach the gospel, I may present the gospel of Christ without charge, that I may not abuse my authority in the gospel. Willingly, see that in verse 17? Willingly give our lives to this calling. The gospel of Christ, verse 18, without charge. Without charge. You don't walk into Calvary Chapel and go, and you hear time and time again, well, you'll never hear that. And if you do start hearing that, call me out on it. I don't want anyone to be confused. And if you've been confused in the past and you have been raised up and you've seen this, can I apologize on their behalf for them? Can I apologize on God's behalf and let you know that you have a God that is intimately on fire to know you? He just doesn't want anything more than to hang out with you. He doesn't want your money. As you grow and he starts giving you understanding of what financial stewardship is, great. In the meantime, you come to church, you hear the gospel, you hear the written word, and you grow in Christ. That's our heart at Calvary Chapel. Love, serve, equip. This is equipping session. This is not check off on Sunday like I said last week. This is an equipping session. One of the things we've said many times, get into the Bible every day, man. And then come together, let's get into the Word, let's equip. It has nothing to do with money. Amen? Let me close with this. I have a... when we sent out, we went to Florida to go on staff at Calvary Chapel. I try to think of when that was. 06. June of 06. And the original plan was for us to be there 2 to 5 years, get some good experience, hands-on, practical things. And so, sure enough, we go down there, and we're there for probably, I don't know, babe, a couple weeks, maybe a month, on staff at Fort Lauderdale, and they have a satellite church in Boca Raton. And they were just kind of getting everything organized. Church was probably 1,500 people at the time, and they actually sent us to be part of the pastoral leadership in the church. Got unbelievable experience, and what was originally set out to be a 2 to 5 year process was a training process of not even 2 years, 18 months, basically. And at the end of that time, we made a trip back to Omaha. We went to the Luis Palau Festival, some of you guys might have went to, and God started stirring in our hearts. We went away on a trip into the mountains in North Carolina around Thanksgiving. God just kept on putting on our hearts, go back and just start teaching the Word of God. Just go back. And I'm like, what? How do we do this? You know, like, you guys are like, yeah, you don't know what's, you know, yeah, all right, we're learning as we go. But God kept on knocking on our hearts. So we had a meeting. We get back from Thanksgiving break, and I called up Pastor Bob, and I said, hey, man, we just want to meet with you and just kind of share our hearts and kind of where we're at. So we had a good talk with him, and we sat